As we look around us today, we see there is much evil in the world, and we ask the question, where did the evil come from? Or what is the source of all the problems that we have in the world? G.K. Chesterton was a famous Catholic author from the early 1900s, and someone wrote him a letter and said, "What is the problem with the world today?" And he wrote back with a simple one-line response, "I am," signed G.K. Chesterton. He was able to recognize there is that temptation to blame others out there for the problems in the world, but really, I am part of the problem, is what he's saying. Each one of us has given in to sin in some way. We would like there to be less sin in the world, to not see people sin so much, but we can't really control what other people do. All we can control is our own lives and our own hearts. To say, if I want to see less sin in the world, I have to start here with my own life. And that's what happened in the Garden of Eden when God found Adam and Eve. We speculate, how would it have been different had they come to the Lord and said, "We have sinned. Have mercy on us. Forgive us." But that's not what they did. Adam blamed Eve, his wife. "The woman you put here with me, she gave me the fruit and I ate it." In a certain sense, we see he even blames God. "You put her here, it's really your fault." And the woman blames the serpent. "The serpent tricked me into it." So we see the real source of evil in the world is not God. God is not the source of evil. Everything he created is good. But it is death entered the world through the devil and sin. The devil was created as an angel, but he fell through the sin of pride, thinking that he is equal to God. He was defeated by St. Michael the Archangel, whose name actually means, "Who is like God?" And the answer is, there is no one who is equal to God. The devil assumed the form of the serpent or the dragon in the book of Genesis and tempted the first human beings to fall into sin, to eat the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, which is to say, I don't want to listen to you, God. I want to be my own God. I want to decide what is good and evil. And because of that, they fell into the original sin, which affects all of us. Baptism is the gift that takes away original sin. St. Paul says, "Stand firm against the tactics of the devil." We are engaged in a spiritual battle. And what is one of the tactics of the devil? He goes on to say, "Our struggle is not with flesh and blood, but with powers and principalities, with the rulers of the present darkness, with evil spirits and sin." So the enemy really isn't other people. It is sin and the devil who tempts us to fall into sin. And unfortunately, that is present in all of us in some way in our hearts. But we often fall into that temptation to think we can get rid of our problems by getting rid of other people. People in our neighborhood, in our community, even in our families, or from other parts of the world. To think we can solve our problems of evil if we just get rid of other people or put to death other people even. But the real enemy is sin and the devil. And Jesus speaks about how he works by causing division. A kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. And so that's how the evil one operates in our hearts, is to seek and cause us to be divided against one another. So anytime we have thoughts that come to mind of division, accusation, judgment, blame, self-will, and rebellion, these are from the devil, the fallen angel who works by tempting us through these thoughts that come to our mind. Instead, we want to listen to the words of God. What is the solution that the Lord has given us? He says to the serpent, "I'll put enmity between you and the woman, between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head while you strike at his heel." It's the promise of the sending of Jesus. who crushes the head of the devil. Jesus is the new Adam who in the garden says, "Let this cup pass me by, yet not my will, but your will be done, Lord." And the same thing with Mary, the new Eve, who says, "Let it be done to me according to your word." We pray then that along with the new Adam and the new Eve, Jesus and Mary, we too can say, "Not my will, Lord, but thy will be done."